Hi everyone. If you click this video, there's a high chance you're planning to study abroad, already studying abroad, or you have a friend or cousin who is already studying abroad. But somewhere in your mind there's a fear. What if the people are racist there? What if they insult my accent, my skin color, my religion, my clothes? What happens if something happens bad to me and I'm way far away from my home? First thing I want you to do is just breathe. You're not weak for thinking about this. You're not negative for worrying about racism. You're actually smart because you're preparing your mind and your safety before you go. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about like an elder brother. No sugarcoating, no drama. Just what kind of racism Indian students are actually facing in different countries, how to protect yourself, how to respond when something happens, and how not to let this thing destroy your confidence or your dream of studying abroad. And last but not the least, how to still build a beautiful life abroad. So stay till the end. This one video can save you from a lot of emotional pain, bad decisions, and unsafe situations you might get in. So let's go forward. Hey guys, hi, hello and welcome back to another video. This is your KapsLock. As I mentioned in the start part of the video that I'll be talking about racism around the whole globe. But before we jump into the stories, I want to make it clear that what you will get from these upcoming 30-40 minutes. In this video, we will go through the reality check, what kind of racism Indian students are facing right now, real examples, not just headlines, simple roadmap, step by step before you leave India, first month, daily life, what to do if something goes wrong, deep diving into the main hurdle, the main one big mental block, should I stay quiet or should I speak up, how to handle that fear, key updates and trends, what is changing around the globe and where Indian students are facing more issues lately, culture reality check, what is racism and what is just culture difference, how not to overthink but just to ignore, critical safety checklist, exact practical steps every Indian student should take, common mistakes and disaster avoidance, the wrong reactions that make things worse and the right way to respond to situations, post success guide, rapid fire, and in the end a mindset I want you to have when you're coming here or maybe in another country. So let's go. But let me tell you before starting, from now I'm thinking to keep posting videos that are not only related to Australia, that are mainly related to the whole globe. So Australian content will still be there for international students, but I'm thinking to provide content, make content on global issues, global comparisons with different countries, education systems and all. If you have these kind of global topics in your mind that's not related to particularly Australia, so you can DM them in the comment section or maybe on Instagram. Links are in the description, and make sure to follow and subscribe my other channels. All the social media handles, all links are in the description because those channels especially are way too great. And by the way, I'm leaving for India, so you might see my Indian vlogs on my another channel, which is KapsLock is Alive, because I'll be shooting vlogs as well, what I'm gonna do and why I'm going to India. You will see in the video. So let's go forward. Anyway, first part, the reality of racism against Indian students. So let us be honest, racism is real. Indian students across the world have faced things like nasty comments in public transport, jokes about smell, food, accent, skin color, landlords refusing to rent to particularly Indians, being ignored or treated differently in class, and in some rare and extreme cases, physical assaults as well. So sometimes it's very direct. Someone shouts a slur word from a car, pushes you or tells you to go back. Sometimes it's subtle. You speak in class and people talk over you. Your name is always mispronounced even after you correct it for maybe 10 times. You do group work and no one wants to be a partner with you. Now, two things can be true at the same time. First, most people you meet abroad will not be racist. Many of them will be kind, curious and supportive. Another, a small percentage will be ignorant, openly racist, and you must know how to deal with particularly these people. This video is not going to be making you scared out of it. It is actually going to be preparing you. If you understand what can happen and what your options are, you will not freeze. You will not blame yourself. You will not feel completely alone when something happens to you. So you need to have this point. First part, simple roadmap. Before you leave, after you arrive, and when something happens. So think of this as a step-by-step journey. First stage, before you leave India. Before your flight, research your city and country. Is it a big multicultural city or a small town? What is the local language? How do people usually behave? You can research it, it's fine. Save important contact numbers in your phone. For example, local emergency like 000 in Australia, 911 in the US, and 999 in the UK. University security or international office, Indian embassy numbers, at least two trusted contacts in that country, you have to have them. Join online communities like Indians in Dash City, Facebook groups, and I have my Telegram group as well. So there's almost 5,000 people. If you want to join, you can join. You can talk to them, help them, take guidance, other things. So link is in the description. Anyway, WhatsApp, Telegram groups, as I mentioned, alumni or seniors who are already here, you need to have connection with them. Mental preparation. So accept that culture will be different. Yes, some people will not understand you, and that is okay. You are here to learn, listen, and grow. Now, stage two, first month when you arrive. So when you land and start settling, attend your orientation. Universities often talk about safety, reporting systems, and support services. Do not skip this because that's really important. Learn the campus map. Where's security? Where's student counseling? Where's the international office in your university? Observe your surroundings, like which areas are feeling safe at night, which are not. Where you can see more students, which routes you should avoid alone. Start building your circle. Make friends with Indians, non-Indians. Just join at least one club or society because you have connection there. Now, everyday life. So once your routine starts, go to classes, part-time jobs, social events. Listen, watch, learn how locals communicating with each other. If someone is being rude once, do not panic immediately. But if someone repeatedly targets you, note it down. Now, stage 4. If something racist happens, so if something happens, small or big, if there's any physical danger, your safety is number one. Move away, go to a crowded place, call a friend or call security. If you can safely record an evidence, do it safely, but note down the time, place, and what was actually said or done. Report it to university maybe if it was on the ground of campus, or police if it was really serious or violent. Reach out to someone you can trust and talk. Do not carry it silently, being honest. Now another stage comes, which is long term. After some months or years, you understand the culture better. You have a support system. Now you see your voice is support to others. You move from scared newcomer to mentor for juniors. So that's the goal. Okay, so deep diving into the biggest hurdle that is actually inside your head. So let's go deeper. The biggest problem is usually not I do not know what to do. It is I'm scared to do. So when you feel racism, your brain panics, right? It happens. It happens with anyone. So if I complain, will I create drama? Will people call me oversensitive? Will what if my professor do not like it? What if I lose my housing or my part-time jobs? What if it affects my visa? That's the biggest question it happens in the mind. Because of this fear, many Indian students choose silence. They swallow the insults, they laugh off the jokes, they say, छोड़ो यार, रहने दो, क्या कर सकते हैं? On the outside, they look fine, but on the inside, they feel angry, humiliated, less confident, and lonely. This is actually dangerous, guys, because not just for your mental health, but also for the next students who will be facing the same problem or maybe the same person. So we have to break the pattern. How? Here is your start. First, accept that your feelings are valid. If something hurt you, you're not allowed to feel hurt. It's not your weakness. Separate emotion from actions. You do not have to scream or fight back on the spot to prove something. You can walk away, calm down, and then take the smart action. Know that reporting is not drama. Reporting is simply saying this happened, this made me feel unsafe. Please look into it. Another, use support system. Go to a friend, talk to a trusted senior, ask them to come with you to the office. It feels less scary when you're not alone, so do it. And another, remember your bigger purpose, which is you did not travel across countries to spread lakhs of rupees. Leave your family just to let one small minded person break you totally from start to bottom. Your dream is bigger than their hate, being honest, and always remember that you are here for your family. Now, the key trends. What is happening around the globe? Let's talk. Let's talk about the bigger picture for a moment. In the last few years, the number of Indian students going abroad has increased a lot. Immigration and foreign students are hot topics in politics in many countries. Social media has made it easy for hate speech to spread online like this. Because of this, some countries have seen a rise in the reported incidents against foreign students, including Indians too. So, housing discrimination, especially in big student cities, is a serious issue. Landlords sometimes say no Indians, no internationals, or give different rules to foreign students. There have been a few high profile attacks as well, which get shared everywhere, like on Instagram, TikTok. At the same time, universities are under pressure to protect international students. Many campuses now have dedicated offices for equity, diversity, and inclusion. Laws in most developed countries treat racist attacks as crime. So, what does this mean to you? So, no country is 100% safe or 100% racist, I would say. There are some risk patterns, but your exact experience will depend on your city, your campus, your friend circle, and your own self awareness. Your goal is to not memorize statistics. Your goal is to live smartly, stay updated with the local news, be aware of any tensions or protests, avoid hotspots when things are getting heated, and always know where to get the help. As I mentioned in the start of the video, have those contacts in the phone. Now, the culture reality check. What is racism? And what is just difference? Now, one very important part. If we are not careful, we can start calling every uncomfortable thing as racism. This will exhaust you and confuse you what is racism and what's not. So let's draw some simple lines that can actually tell you. Things that are usually just culture difference. People not smiling at strangers on the street. It's fine. Very direct communication like your presentation was weak without softening it. Not making small talk in lifts or maybe in buses. Preferring personal space, not hugging or touching easily. In many Western countries, this is way too normal. It can feel cold compared to India. It is not always about personality or racism. Things that are actually red flags for racism are comments that target your race, color, religion, or nationality. Example, go back to your country. You people smell. Indians are like this. They are racist. Jokes that clearly put you down because you are Indian. Like example, mocking your accent again and again. You are treated differently again and again compared to others with clear reference to your identity. And landlord or employer literally saying, I do not rent to Indians or I do not hire your kind. That's called racism. So do not get confused between these two. So what to do when you're not sure? Sometimes you will think, was that racism or am I overreacting? So in those cases, talk to a local trusted friend or senior. Another, explain what happened and ask, is this normal here? And last, get a second opinion. Even if it's just a culture difference, it is okay to feel uncomfortable. You can still set boundaries, but you do not need to label everything as racism. Why is this important? Because if you call everything racism, you will feel constantly angry and helpless. If you call nothing racism, you will tolerate bad behavior and keep hurting yourself. The balance is learn the culture, trust your gut feeling, and ask for help when you're in doubt. Now, critical safety checklist for Indian students. So, let's go into the pure action mode. Think of this as a checklist. You should literally tick off one by one. You can even pause the video right now and write these particular points in your notebook. First, save emergency numbers, local police, ambulance, campus security, Indian embassy. You need to have their numbers. Put them in your phone with clear labels like police, embassy, campus security. Another, share your address and routine with someone you trust. Could be a flatmate, could be a close friend, could be a senior from your community. They should know where you stay and who you are with. Another, know your campus safety services. Many campuses have night shuttle buses, safety escorts as well, safe walk programs. Find out and use them, especially at night time, especially with the girls. Make copies of your important documents, passport, visa, student ID. Keep digital copies in secure cloud storage and physical copies in your room. Learn your legal rights in simple language. What counts as harassment, how to file a complaint, who handles discrimination cases. You need to know them. Decide your safe routes, which streets or bus stops you will avoid late at night, which areas are known to be rough, and ask your seniors. They usually know where to go and where not to go. Another, join at least one Indian or international student group. So if anything happens, you already have someone to call. Group chats. Often warn others if there was an incident in some area. Have a mental health backup plan. Know where the counseling center is. Be honest with yourself. If you start feeling low or anxious, promise yourself today that if you feel overwhelmed, you will talk to someone, not just keep yourself shut. And keep a financial safety buffer. Even a few $100s saved can help you move out of the toxic house or leave a bad job. And money is not everything, trust me, but it gives you options. Trust me. So if you follow 70 to 80% of this checklist, you're already ahead of many students who just land and hope nothing bad happens. They are feared. They are scared. Now, some of the mistakes I want you to avoid and have without having a disaster. Let's talk about those mistakes. So first, ignoring everything and staying silent. You laugh at those jokes, pretend they do not affect you, and never tell anyone. It would be better if you just, for minor one timings, you can let it go. But if it repeats, serious, report it. Tell at least one trusted person. Do not carry it on and only in your heart personally. Mistake two: exploding in anger on the spot. Someone says something racist, you just feel yourself like your blood is boiling, and you shout and push or get physical. Rather, prioritize your safety, take a deep breath, remove yourself from the situation if you can, and collect details and take action later through the proper channels like police and all. You do not have to prove anyone that you're strong. We know you're strong, but do not need to prove it. Another mistake: isolating up yourself completely. You stay only within your own language group. Avoid locals. Never join mixed spaces because what if they're racist? So better have your Indian support circle. That's it. That's important. But also slowly build friendships which are like people who are local and other international students, not from India. When people know you personally, they are less likely to see you as a stereotype, being honest. Mistake, another. Not learning how the system works. So you do not know how to report, whom to call, or what is allowed by the law. Better spend 1 or 2 evenings reading your university website, local government pages about discrimination safety. Bookmark those pages, and knowledge reduces the fear. Trust me, it always does. Another, blaming yourself. So you start thinking maybe my accent is bad, maybe I should have not worn this, maybe Indians are like this. No, stop right there. Someone else's bad behavior is not your fault. Improve your language behavior if you feel it will help you grow, not because a racist person shamed you just on the pathway. Your identity is not a mistake, I would say. And the last mistake: ignoring your mental health. You cannot sleep, your heart races before you go into the class, but you keep pushing yourself without help. Rather, talk. If it could be a friend, a family member back home, a counselor, a support group. There's no shame in saying, I'm struggling. You're human, not a robot. Avoiding these mistakes does not guarantee you a perfect life, but it massively reduces the chance of having a bad situation turning into a disaster. Now, post success, how do you thrive after you settle? So, let us imagine something positive now. You have been abroad for a year or two. You have few uncomfortable experiences, maybe even one bad incident, but you handled them. You're still here. You're studying, you're working, you're living. What now? There's a stage where you moved from surviving mode to thriving mode. Here is how. Own your story. Instead of hiding what you faced, you can use it as a fuel. You became stronger, more mature. That is something to be proud of. Become a mentor. Help new students understand the city, safety, and culture. Share mistakes so that they do not repeat them. Participate in positive spaces, culture festivals, student councils, diversity clubs, local volunteering. You can show locals who we are, not just they see news on stereotypes. Celebrate your culture confidently. Wear your traditional clothes on special days. Share Indian food, music, and festivals politely. Let people see the beauty of where you come from. And yes, keep your ambition alive. Do not let a few negative sentences or experiences shrink your dreams. Apply for internships, jobs, research positions in different international spaces. You did not come here all this way just to hide in the background. Decide your future from a place of growth. Whether you stay back after graduation or return to India should be your choice, not a decision made by someone else or forced by someone else. Thriving means you accept that racism exists, but you refuse to let it control over you. So, the last part, conclusion. See, you're not running away from a hard topic, you're facing it with maturity. You deserve safety, respect, and dignity, no matter where you study. So, racism is real, yes, and it's building day by day. I know it, everyone knows, but it's not bigger than your entire future. So, you're allowed to feel scared, but you're not allowed to give up on yourself. So, when something bad happens, it feels like your whole world is just demolishing, but trust me, it's just one chapter, not the entire book. You're carrying so much with you: your family's hope, your own hard work, your culture, your intelligence. Do not let a handful ignorant people convince that are less. Okay, so I tried to explain different points in this video. If you understood these points, great. If you didn't, let them in the comment section so that I can explain you. If you have any issues, problems, talk to your securities, talk to your numbers which I mentioned, talk to your parents. DM me if you have any questions or anything on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe my other channels as well for more videos, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best for your future, and share this video to someone who's studying or thinking to study in any other country, they need to know this. Bye bye, guys. See you and all the best.